Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, 3 Advanced Ways to Get More Out of Your PPC Competitive Intelligence. My name is Zack Schroll. I'm Director of Marketing here at Hanapin, and today's webinar is being hosted by iSpionage and Hanapin Marketing. Your featured presenter this afternoon is Joe Putnam, Director of Marketing at iSpionage. If you want to follow him, you can reach him on Twitter at Joseph Putnam. Throughout today's Flash webinar, there are 2 ways you can join the conversation. The first is by using the hashtag ThinkPPC on Twitter for comments or questions. You can also use the webinar question box to send us questions. And then at the end of the webinar, we'll save a few minutes for a Q&A session. With that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Joe. Welcome, Joe.
All right, thanks, Zach. I'm really happy to be on the webinar today. Looking forward to it. Like Zach mentioned, my name is Joe, and I work at iSpionage. And I have about 7 years of digital marketing experience. I've worked in everything from SEO to PPC to CRO and also content marketing. So I've done a lot of different types of marketing. And my goal today is to combine all of that to give you guys the best presentation that I can. And also, I wanted to mention that my focus today is going to be on some more advanced techniques. I'm going to go ahead and assume that a lot of people on the webinar will already be familiar with competitive intelligence for PPC, which means we won't be covering things like how to download your competitors' keywords, how to look at their ad copy, things like that with competitive intelligence tools. And instead, we're going to look at a few more advanced topics, some of the things that we've learned at iSpionage about how to use competitor data to kind of get more insights and get a bigger advantage for your company. And so the 3 points that I plan to cover today, that we'll be covering today, are here in the slide. And the first one is how to sort competitor keywords to find the most profitable terms. And what I'm going to be paying attention to here is not just how to get your competitors' keywords, but how to sort those and sift them down so that you can have the most profitable terms available at your fingertips. The next point is how to study competitor landing pages to find A/B testing ideas for your own pages. And this is something that we've been doing a lot at iSpionage, and I think a lot of people don't do when it comes to their PPC campaigns. I think they pay a lot more attention to keywords, a lot more attention to ad copy, and don't pay as much attention to landing pages. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about how you can do that and the type of insights you can get from that. The next point is how to set up competitor alerts to automate your competitor monitoring. And this is something that basically you can set up with different tools so that you get automated alerts and you don't have to spend as much time doing it yourself. And so I'll cover a few tactics related to how to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the first point. And the question here is, why do you need to sort competitor keywords? The answer is pretty clear. I've got an example here from Geico where Geico, according to iSpionage and the terms that we found and we put together for them, they're bidding on 67,792 keywords. This is 63,000 in Google and 26,000 in Bing, Yahoo. And anyway, as you can imagine, 67,000 or 68,000 keywords is a lot of terms to sort through and to figure out which terms actually will be useful to your campaign. And so really what you want to do is you want to find a way to sort that down to the most profitable terms that they're bidding on. And one way you can do that is we have a sorting tool available at iSpionage for narrowing results. And there's different fields here you can use to narrow the results down. The first one is a KEI score, which stands for Keyword Effectiveness Index. And what this is it's a proprietary score we've put together that ranks keywords based on a number of factors, and the primary factors we use for it are how long the keyword has been seen and when it was last seen. And the thought process for that is if a keyword's been seen for a long period of time and it's still being used, then there's a pretty good chance that it is a profitable term for that advertiser. That's not always the case, but I think it's, it allows you to kind of make a much better educated guess. And so we rank all of the terms we have according to our KEI score so that you can sort by that. So for this example, I set it at 90. The scale here is 100. And what I would recommend is just kind of on your own figuring out what works best for you. So you might find that 80 works best for one advertiser and you need to do 95 for another one. But you can just kind of play with these numbers a little bit and figure out how to make them work for you and how to get the right list that you're looking for. The next one is cost per click. I left this one blank, but it's something you can do if you want to find lower cost per click terms. You want to sort by that. Another one is search volume. I set this at 100. You can set it at 500. You can set it at 1,000 if you want to know what just the really high volume terms are. Or you can drop it down to something like 25 or 50. But anyway, this is just something else you can use to sort the terms. The next one is the average position for the keyword. Days seen, first seen, and last seen. And so for this example, the other thing I did was I put in terms that were last seen between today and 8/01/2015. So some terms that have been seen quite recently. And so what happens when you click this update, it takes you to a new results page. And this, in our example here, you see that the original list of 67,000 terms has now been whittled down to 456 terms. And these are going to be the top terms for Geico, such as quotes on car insurance, Louisiana car insurance, quote on car insurance, etc. Anyway, so really this is a valuable way to sort competitor keywords and really find the cream from those keywords, find out which terms are the most valuable, which ones are the most profitable. And then this allows you to save time, so instead of worrying about how to sort through 67,000 keywords, you can just focus on the top, whatever it is, 1%, 5%, 10% of terms, and make sure you're using your time in the most valuable way. And you can also click the export button and download these terms, and so instead of downloading 67,000 terms, you'll be able to download the top 456 terms. Hopefully that gives you a picture of what you can do to sort these terms and make them more manageable and save some time in the process. Hopefully that was clear in that example. The next point is to study competitor landing pages. And again, I think this is something that a lot of people overlook, pay more attention to keywords, more attention to ad copy. But really there's a lot you can learn by studying your competitors' landing pages, and it's something we're learning more and more at iSpionage. And even recently we built a feature that saves screenshot of competitor landing pages. So as you see here, there's a summary tab, a PPC keywords tab, an ad copy tab. There's a competitors tab, an organic keywords tab, so you can kind of tab through to see different views and different types of data. But also there's a landing pages tab here where we're now saving screenshots of advertisers' top landing pages. So what you see here are 6 of Geico's top landing pages. This is what their landing pages look like. And it's really nice because without this feature, you would have to click through on URLs to see the landing pages. And I think maybe a lot of us think that that's not very difficult, but when it comes down to it, it's a little bit of a hassle to have to constantly click through to look at pages. So this just kind of saves it all in one place and makes it easy to, at a glance, know exactly what an advertiser's conversion strategy is. And so there are a couple of things to look for related to this. The first one is, how is the advertiser or how is your competitor converting their traffic? Are they using a free download? Are they offering to get a quote? Are they advertising a free tool? What is their strategy for converting their traffic? How does that compare to what you're doing? And is there anything maybe you should try in order to get better results? The next one is, what is their offer? Are they offering 10% off? Are they offering free shipping? Is there anything they're doing to make their offer stand out and be more enticing? And the third point is there anything about the design, the layout, etc., that you like and think works well? So you can kind of just study their page and see if there's anything that they're doing that you might want to test and implement on your landing pages. So I've got a couple of examples. The first one sticks with Geico. The other ones kind of branch out to a few other advertisers. And what you see here is an example of one of Geico's landing pages. It's extremely simple, extremely straightforward. The design itself isn't that flashy, doesn't look that great, which kind of matches their brand, which is all about saving money, not about being flashy. Anyway, but something else that stands out is, in order to get started, all you have to do is enter your zip code. So you enter your zip code here, and then you click Get a Quote. Anyway, so it's really straightforward. You just have to type in 5 digits, and then you're able to continue down the process to the next steps of getting personal information, vehicle information, see affordable price, etc. And anyway, this really is smart on their part, and probably something that they've tested and come to the conclusion that breaking up their form into multiple steps increases their lead generation rate, because there have been cases shown where longer forms on a single page are intimidating, and breaking up your form actually can improve conversions, which it appears they're doing here. And so let's say you work for Progressive, or you work for State Farm, or you work for some other insurance company, and you're running PPC for them. And maybe on your landing page you have a really long form, you've got 20 form fields, and if someone wants to get a quote, they've got to enter information in all 20 of those fields. You might see a page like this and realize, hey, wait a second, maybe we should try breaking up our form. Maybe we should start with just a zip code and see if that improves our conversion rates. So that's an example of things you can learn by studying the competition or studying other advertisers and getting ideas for your own campaign. Another one here is, this is for WordStream. They use a AdWords performance grader. So instead of your standard free trial or free account or buy now type of a call to action, they're offering a free AdWords performance review, and all you have to do is enter your email to get started and see that. And so really the point here is they're generating their leads by offering something of value in exchange for an email address, which means their lead rate goes up, and they're able to get more leads and generate more leads that way. But anyway, I included this example because it shows something unique that people can do to convert their traffic versus kind of the standard call to actions that maybe everybody else is using. So let's say you stumbled upon this, or you realize that your competitor is doing something like this. You may want to consider, hey, is there something we can do to offer a free tool or a free review to generate more leads? So again, just something else you can learn. This is a third example. This is Salesforce. They've got a really simple page, really straightforward. And their offer here is sign up once and watch any of our free demos. So you're not signing up for a live demo. You're not signing up for a review, but you are signing up to be able to watch some free demos that they've recorded. So that's their conversion strategy. And if you're competing with Salesforce, you might realize, hey, what can we do to increase our demo sign-up rate besides just saying sign up for a live demo? So hopefully from all these examples, you kind of just get a feel for what you can learn by studying the competition. In addition to kind of the offers and the call to actions and things like that, you can just get a feel for the aesthetic and what they're doing and what might work for your company. One point I would mention, and actually CRO folks they give me a hard time about this a little bit, is you never want to blindly implement what somebody else is doing. So you don't want to just say, hey, Salesforce is doing it, they've got a big budget, so let's do it. You always want to A/B test. You always want to make sure that what you're doing improves your conversion rates. But on the other hand, it can't hurt to get more ideas from more angles, and kind of improve your idea generation volume by looking at what's going on out there. And in some ways, it's like you're able to hire the marketing team or the marketing resources that your competition is already using, and you're able to leverage that for your own campaign. The final point is setting up competitor alerts, and like I mentioned before, the goal here, the point here is to save time by automating your competitor alerts. So you don't have to spend as much time manually doing that. And actually, we had a customer, one of our initial clients, who they were paying someone to manually monitor the competition and record what they found and to do those sorts of things, and that was a person's full-time job. But by using some of the alerts that we were able to create, they were able to automate that process and save time while they're doing it. Anyway, so this is an example screen of in iSpionage what you can do to set up some alerts. You can add keywords, add your direct competitors, add your website, and add which device and which location you'd like to monitor. And anyway, so this is one way you can do it. And every tool has different alerts, but I'm just going to walk through some of the alerts that we have available from iSpionage for PPC campaigns. The first one is web page alerts, where we monitor pages that you would like to monitor. And if there's a change on that page, we save a screenshot. We archive the screenshot, and then as you see here in this example, we even email it to you so you can see it right away. This example is from Mark Rubio's website, so we're monitoring his homepage. We noticed he made a change. Maybe he changed the picture in the background. Maybe he changed some of the copy. But we saved it, we emailed it, and then we also archive it. So if you want to go in and look at changes over time, you can do that as well. So again, these are web page alerts that you can use for your competitor's homepage, maybe their pricing page, maybe a feature page, whatever those important pages are, you can automate the process of monitoring those. The next one here is landing page alerts, and again, this is from another presidential campaign for Jim Webb. So in addition to monitoring website pages, we'll also monitor landing pages based on keywords that you enter. So you can enter specific keywords, and we'll monitor those landing pages and let you know when a change is made. And anyway, so this is from the Jim Webb campaign, and they made a change to this landing page, whatever it is, new copy, new layout, and so it got emailed to my inbox and also got saved in the dashboard. The last one here is keyword alerts. So we'll even send you alerts when your competitors sign up for a new keyword, or sorry, add new keywords to their campaign. So let's say you put in your top 3, 4, 5 competitors. We will monitor those competitors each month, and when we find them ranking for new PPC terms and also actually ranking for new SEO terms, we'll send you an email to let you know competitor X added 10 new keywords to their campaign, competitor X added 25 new keywords to their campaign, whatever that is. Anyway, so you'll get that updated monthly instead of having to kind of sort through the data yourself to find that information. But that covers all the points that I have for today. You know, how to sort keywords to find the most profitable terms, how to study competitor landing pages to get insights, and also how to set up automated alerts to save time and automate the competitor monitoring process. But at this point, we're going to jump into some questions and answers and see what questions you guys have for us.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Joe. That was really great. We do have several questions rolling in, so I'll go ahead and go through a few of these before we wrap up today's webinar. The first one coming in is, what advertising platform information is available on iSpionage? AdWords and Bing, and if so, yes, are there any others?
Sure, yeah, that's a good question. We do have AdWords and Bing, and then Bing includes Yahoo. But those are the main search engines that we cover, and we don't have information for other search engines.
Okay, perfect. Let's see. I mean, that pretty much covers the majority of impressions.
Sure.
For the next question, do you distinguish between desktop keywords from mobile keywords?
Yeah, for our general data, we don't. So if you're looking at the terms that we have, and you know, if we say Geico's bidding on 67,000 keywords, those are all lumped together, and I think more or less would fall into the desktop bucket. But if you want to monitor competitor landing pages and even website pages, we can monitor their mobile or their desktop, and you can choose between the two. So you know, that just kind of will help to inform you about their mobile strategy. So from a keyword perspective, it's as far as I know, it's mostly desktop data. But from a landing page surveillance perspective, you can choose whether you want desktop or mobile or both.
Okay, great. And then the last question, actually we've got two more in here. Are alerts available in all of your plans?
They are not. As far as I know, I believe the top 3 plans do, and the basic plan does not. So to get the alerts, you need to get one of either the Pro plan or above.
Okay. All right. And then the last question, and then we're going to wrap it up. Is there a good tool for seeing display ads that you know of, or does iSpionage cover it?
Sure. Yeah, we don't cover display ads at this point, but the one tool I've heard of people using is What Runs Where. I've never used it myself, but that's the tool that I've used, or sorry, I've heard people use to get our type of data, but for display ads.
Okay. Yeah, myself, I've used moat.com before in my previous agency life for kind of quick views of display ads. Of course, there's different paid plans as well, but that's a tool that I'd run across and used a couple times for display ads as well.
Okay.
All right. That wraps it up for the question and answer session. Just going on to the last page, if anybody has any questions after the webinar, you can reach me or our team here at marketing@hanapinmarketing.com. or you can reach out to Joe using his Twitter handle that we referenced here at the beginning of the presentation. That does it for our webinar today. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
All right, thanks, Zach. Appreciate it.